Hello, everybody, and welcome to the premiere night, original first night of TLS 2021 here in the spring, starting in late March. Today I have here with me Javon. Colin's going to be joining as well for some exciting matchups today. And yeah, we're going to be starting off with one I'm sure you're very familiar with, Javon. Jet Black versus Sad. Any thoughts on this matchup? How about as heading into this matchup as a competitor? What were your thoughts heading into this matchup? What were you expecting?
So one of our goals this year was to come out in the top 4 after these qualification matches per se. So we knew that this was going to be an important match for us to win if we wanted to achieve that goal.
Right, for sure. And I think I think most people would consider a pretty even matchup. Jet Black versus Sad, two fairly strong teams that are looking to make their mark early on in the competition. Of course, it's the first event period, so it's going to be an interesting one for sure. Okay, so bear with us. This is our first time running through everything, so we will be hopefully having things run smoothly, but in case anything goes wrong, just let us know. Okay. So without further ado, we will get ready for matchup number 1 here. And first match, Jet Black versus Sad. And we're underway. Get the scoreboard up for you. All right, so starting off, we have Jet Black in red and Sad in blue. Tribot composition here for both alliances. Pretty standard. Good steal from Jake over on the top right-hand side of your screen. Tied out of autonomous period. And very slight edge now for Red Alliances. Jake is able to fire off the shots that he was got off as a steal. Blue Alliance quick to respond, however. And they're going to take control of this match by slim margins here, 168 to 175, as Jake will look to respond for the Red Alliance, getting harassed by Space Turtle, but there's going to be a technical foul assessed against Space Turtle, which is going to propel Red Alliance into a bit of a lead here. All robots looking to cycle more. Andrew shooting a shot by accident, just connecting with his shooter a little bit early. Neither alliance yet hitting that full stage capacity. But we see Red Alliance has crawled their way back into the lead, up about 20 points. So Javon will make sure that Space Turtle isn't able to harass Jake 5468 anymore. Color wheel stage active, but none of the Red Alliance members going for it. Now Jeff going for that. Dakota getting some shots off. So Jake will try and get around Space Turtle. And Space Turtle will be reset. So we see Blue Alliance very close to Red Alliance, neck and neck. Just this very slight edge. Space Turtle's trying to get in the way of Jeff. Jeff is able to get out of the blocking path of Space Turtle as Javon transitions into defense, going for the climber block on Andrew. Blocks one. Andrew's going to back up. Unload there. Dakota got disrupted as well a bit there. And Red has got a little bit more of a lead there, about 10 points off of that. Dakota not sure where he's going. All the way back underneath the trench, getting prepped for climbs. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and 1 second trying to get the climbs off. And it does look like Red Alliance will take the first one here. As I will just confirm. And ref stuff. Yes, score will stand. So that means Jet Black will be going up 1-0. We don't have fancy graphs for you. or they won't be correct, but we'll show you the breakdown here. And Javon, as a member of that match, watching that back, what are your thoughts on that one?
So going into it, you always want to try and get the first win because it takes a bit of the pressure off. But it was really close throughout that whole match. So it was a close battle. And then at the end, where we had the climb block, where we saw that both of their large bots were on the same side near their trench area, so just blocking them off and then getting our full climbs helped us seal the deal.
Yeah, absolutely. So Sad will be down 1-0 early on. Jet Black up 1-0 as we'll jump into our next match here. All right, match number 2, Jet Black up 1-0, but it was a pretty close match, definitely for the first match between these two teams. Is Space Turtle looking to block for Dakota, but Dakota getting a huge jam there and is not going to be able to fire everything off in autonomous periods, so Blue Alliance is going to find themselves down about 10 points. So Jeff's going to start unloading some balls. It's Jake trying to get some shots off. Javon doing some great counter there. Andrew transitioning back to picking up. Going to try and get the popper, but pop of the hopper, sorry. But not the cleanest. There was a ball in the way. Look at Space Troll just harassing Jeff, making him lose a couple balls. Jeff is able to make his way through, though, and finds his position. Shine really lines up well there and gets a whole bunch of shots in the inner port. As Red Alliance has about a 30-point lead with just over a minute remaining. Climber block attempt from Space Turtle, but Javon is there and willing to block for both of his teammates as the color wheel is now active. Javon's going to go for that one for the Red Alliance. Blue Alliance lagging a little bit behind here in terms of raw pace, but definitely not out of it as Dakota will match with the color wheel rotation control complete. Kind of a stationary 30 to 40 point gap now as the Red Alliance is looking to hold off Space Turtle once again from disrupting the Red Alliance's cycles. Space Turtle and Javon kind of tussling it out. Unable to really get into position. There is some disruption onto Jake, but once again, Javon there and willing to match any defensive thing there. But there's a tech foul on Space Turtle, and that is going to potentially put this match out of reach for Blue Alliance as they struggle to keep this one close. Javon sneaking past the defense as well onto Dakota, making a big impact there, and Space Turtle going for a potential bump there. Very close to that 15 seconds climb D. I'm not sure. We shall see as the climbs go up. And looks like Blue Alliance just a small deficit there, but after the review from the referees, the score did stand. So Blue Alliance down 0-2 off the start here. With two very close matches. Javon, what are some of your thoughts on second match here?
Still a close match. Techs are really making the difference in the series so far.
Yeah, that one tech over on Space Turtle really having issues swinging the match here. Honestly, that was the difference maker here. That one technical foul can make or break you. Yes, just for here, I'm just going to remove the graphs, but the graphs are not correct for anybody who is wondering. We can hide those boys, but the score breakdown is. So, two close matches. What do you think Sad is doing not well enough here to, be out of the fight?
I think it's mainly the inertia gap and me being able to defend Space Turtle and keep him away from our scores, whereas I'm able to get some bumps. But he's doing a good job of like still disrupting Jake a little bit, and that's what's keeping it close.
Yeah, definitely agree with you that the inertia gap is a little bit, and then also Dakota jamming and autonomous that first match, or the second match, sorry, the one that we just saw. I'm sure didn't help either.
Everything else is about even. Power cells count was only a few off, so.
Yeah, definitely. So we're gonna get into match number 3. Jet Black up 2-0. Gonna see robot change here. Double inertia coming in from Blue Alliance. Dakota is going to be switching into that inertia role, so not a traditional composition that we've seen. Red Alliance going to keep with what they know best, and Dakota really getting in there, playing some good defense. And you got to say, so far it's paying off pretty well for the Blue Alliance, as they are ahead just by a little tiny bit. We're going to see Space Turtle push them just over the edge. Dakota really disrupting Jake's cycle, missing a couple balls there is Jake. And Javon has the unenviable task of playing defense, but also playing enough counters so that Jeff and Jake can really just score unhindered. Javon getting some good blocks off there. Andrew really, silently trying to get this alliance, where it needs to be, is the close to being the match MVP. Jeff was ahead. And once again, Dakota just in the perfect position to really disrupt Jake here. Jake unable to really do much. Gonna back out due to the pin circle, so they don't get reset. Space Turtle going for the wheel. And this time, you gotta say, it does look like Blue Alliance is up a little bit, but still very close. One tech could definitely make the difference. Andrew really starting to pull away here, about a full cycle ahead of Jeff in terms of contributions, so that's what we like to see for a double inertia composition. Really wanting to get as many points on the board as possible, especially because you shouldn't be having much defense, if any at all. And now Space Turtle's going to find his way into blocking Jeff, as Dakota looking for some opportunities. 14 seconds left. Got to be careful about those climbing zones. As you see, Red Alliance still in the hole. Javon looked for a climb block, but the Blue Alliance was already in position, and we're going to see the climbs go up. And it looks like Blue Alliance is taking this one just by a slim margin here in game number 3. And the score will stand, so big win here for the Blue Alliance. Javon, thoughts? Once again, you were playing in this match. What are you thinking?
The biggest thing that match was just how much Andrew was able to score, and the way he was able to gap Jeff, because that gap was basically what won them that match. And
yeah, it wasn't that
good.
big of a gap in the end. It was only 13 points. So actually, I don't know. The inertias were just able to slightly outscore Jake 172 on that match.
Yeah, the defense on him was also good, and the way they were able to slow down both scoring bots on our alliance.
Yeah, definitely putting the pressure on, keeping it closer. All right, so match number 4. We're gonna get started in just a sec here. Beautiful transition, but it is 2-1. Jeff trying to pick up as much as he can. Jake, Javon, all working very well together. A little bit communication issues there with Space Turtle and Dakota. A couple missed shots, maybe even some outers. And that is an 84 auto, folks. Not what you like to see. And climber blocking here for Javon, but Doesn't actually deflect many shots. Maybe some inners missed, though, from Andrew. Javon getting harassed. Dakota trying to get access to that Red Alliance's scores, but not really finding much success. Javon doing a great job of countering and making sure that they're not able to do much. Andrew once again coming back with a full cycle. Now there's a gap there for Space Turtle to disrupt Jake 5468, but once again Javon making some room for his partners to find those angles to shoot and get those shots off. Once again, Dakota in a precarious position. Gonna get reset. But, no foul, so that's good. And still very close here. As a tech now happens on Space Turtle, Jake 5468 just able to slide into that triangle and make the difference. And this gives Red Alliance a little bit more of a comfort here. So we see the color wheel now being spun late for both these alliances. Red completing it. Blue is not. Looks like they're just going to go for as much cycling as they can. No, now we see Space Turtle going for it. I just realized I didn't have the names on. Apologies. But we do have lots of cycling for both of the alliances. Red Alliance now really starting to get a bit of a gap here as Andrew really struggling to pick up game pieces in the corner and now being harassed by Javon, causing issues for this alliance. 12 seconds to go, and it is still close. But there's a big bump on top of Andrew, struggling with the climbs on the other side, and Blue Alliance catastrophic failure there at the end, unfortunately. Looking like they were, a little bit lost in where they wanted to be. Thoughts on that match, Javon?
Almost night and day from the previous one, because both of our scores were able to get their shots off this time versus last match where they were just getting hammered by defense. Andrew also not able to put up the big score he was able to in the previous match.
Yeah, definitely. He struggled, especially his last cycle, with picking up, and then being bumped by his teammate on that same cycle really hurt him. But you do see no climbs for Blue Alliance is the other big differentiator here between these two alliances. There was a lot of communication issues there where it wasn't clear who was going where, and the robots definitely got very lost in what they needed to be doing. Okay, so we will play the 5th match of this series now. So we're going to get this one underway here. Match number 5, do or die for Team Sad. They are at match point now, 3-1. And we'll see if Jet Black can kind of lay this one to rest. But the autonomous period from Red Alliance really struggling here. 96 to 112. Blue Alliance looking strong early on. Heading out of autonomous pretty strong there. Ooh, Dakota almost getting tech there, but is able to just stay millimeters out of the zone. And that is going to keep Blue Alliance in this one still. So we see double defense. Jake really being pushed around the field, but is able to make it around the defender. So Andrew comes with another cycle. Dakota's going to try and take a cycle as well as Space Turtle gets into position, trying to disrupt Jake 5468. But Jake is going to be able to make it out of the way. And Space Turtle now on Jeff. So lots of slowing down of both alliances. Andrew able to slide by pretty convincingly there around Javon's defense. Blue Alliance still with the edge. A little bit of a nudge there by Javon into Andrew. causing some issues. But once again, Blue Alliance struggling to find the access that they want to the Red Alliance scorers, especially in the shooting zone. They're finding some success with the loader zone, as you can see right now. Space Turtle disrupting both Jeff and Jake. But once again, as soon as he gets to the shooting zone, there's a good bump there. But that's all that they're going to get. Jake goes for a really dangerous steal. Andrew not quick enough to respond. But despite all this, we are seeing Red Alliance with a very slight deficit. You see the color wheel potentially done for both alliances, trying to finish that last stage now. But I gotta say, all these matchups have been all these matches have been extremely close thus far. Andrew going for another volley, trying to keep Blue Alliance in the lead here. And Red Alliance temporarily in the ahead. We have 12 seconds left, looking for climbs. Jeff's going to go for a long distance cycle. Gets those shots off. We see some climber block attempts here from Javon on Andrew, trying to get up. And with the climbs and all the dust settles, tentatively it looks like Blue Alliance is ahead. All right, but there was some climb D in the final match, which is actually going to, which you won't see reflected in your score, but it will be plus 35 for Red Alliance for climb D. There was a incident against the Blue Alliance in that, which does hand Red Alliance their series victory over Top of Sad 4-1. How do you feel, Javon, now that it's finally out? You got your first W on the board.
Feels pretty good now that we've got that win that we thought was pretty important to us. Hopefully we can keep the streak going. In the last match, you could see there was lots of traffic on the Blue Alliance trying to get by each other, which really helped us come back from our auto deficit.
Yeah, definitely. Auto deficit, and then just getting that climb D call in your favor at the end, just swinging that match barely. As you can see, Blue Alliance originally had it by, only a few points there, and any technical foul or any foul against you can really swing the match.
Blue also missing a climb as well.
Yeah, very important mistake from them, as if they hadn't missed that climb, they would have pulled out the win. Regardless of the foul, or the climb D on the Red Alliance. So, tough luck for them, but I think we saw some good stuff from SAD early on, even though they, maybe got a little bit blown out in terms of game score. I think all the matches were relatively close, aside from that one match where they failed to climb. And I think we can see some good things from them in the future.
Yeah, I think as these matches go on, they're one of the teams to watch, and they're going to be improving throughout the tournament.
Absolutely. All right, so we're going to take a very, very quick break to get set up for the next series, which is going to be Graviton versus Specialists. What we might do is we might put polls up in the chat for the winners of each of these series, because that would be interesting in Twitch chat. But yeah, we'll be back in a few minutes with that. All right, hello and welcome back. We are here for our second matchup of the day. Graviton Gaming versus the Specialists. You gotta say, definitely a David and Goliath story here. Graviton Gaming, that's the team captain Max 2370, Flying Dragons, and Daviato. And they're going to be going up against the Specialists, who are Adam, Waxton, and Josh, 4910. So, expectations for this matchup, Javon, what do you think?
In all reality, so far, it should be a 4-0 sweep for the Specialists, but we'll see if Graviton can pull something out.
Yeah, for sure. Specialists, definitely the very preferential robot here or alliance here, and we're gonna see what they can do. But Graviton's my favorite alliance, so I'm cheering for them all the way. If they can take one off them, that would be fantastic. Joining us also now in the commentary booth is Colin. Welcome, Colin.
Hello, everyone. Ready for some exciting matches here.
Absolutely. Were you able to catch the first matchup that we saw here today between Jet Black and Sad?
I was not, but I did hear it was a rather sad ending for that alliance with the climb decall that ended the series.
Unfortunate,
yeah.
Sad kept it really close, but Jet Black just seemed to have their number by a little tiny bit every single match pretty much. So, but now we're talking about Graviton and Specialists. Of course, Specialists, the huge favorite going into this matchup, but
definitely,
we're gonna see what these alliances can do. You know, there's never no chance. Let's put it that way.
And I think Graviton Gaming is going to be an alliance to look out for throughout the course of this season. They have a lot of growth potential. Flying Dragon's very new to the simulator and definitely already shown a lot of growth, so it's interesting to see how he'll progress through the season.
Yeah, I agree that they're one of the teams that has the most potential to grow throughout the season.
All right, match number 1. And we see the Tribot from both alliances, Flying Dragons on the Inertia, Daviato on OG, Max on the Roboteers. And you gotta say, this is not a great start for the Red Alliance. 125 to 59 as Blue Alliance is looking very strong out of the gates.
Yeah, and Max is going to have trouble getting over this loading station. So many balls already built up in front of him. Not going to be very clean pop, holding up the alliance just a little bit.
Yeah, and Adam.
The rendezvous defense.
Remorseless for the Red Alliance. Yeah. Blue Alliance looking to make a statement. The Specialists in a commanding lead early on here. Red Alliance trying to get the loader zone popped. Max trying to collect as many balls as he can and navigate around his partner Flying Dragons and Max a little bit, trying to go into the same spot, blocking out each other. And now Max and Daviato colliding a little bit. And there's a tech foul on Flying Dragons, hitting Josh 4910 in a protected zone. Yeah, hate to see it. And another tech foul. Adam just bullying Flying Dragons into that triangle. But, Red Alliance, they're still doing their best, right? They're not looking to be competitive at every single one of these matches, but if they can learn a thing or two from Specialists, then the more the better.
Yeah, definitely. And there's a lot that they can learn from these matches, especially getting that OG to go under the trench a lot more and not getting teched, as we just saw again over in the trench, being a little bit more careful with the defense, especially in those dangerous zones. But we're seeing a lot of collisions in the rendezvous between the OG and the tiers. It can be really important for...
This is brutal.
Unfortunate. It is brutal. Man.
Josh, critical mistake there. Then bumping Flying Dragons, bumping Max. No. But Josh had that issue where he dumped like half his hopper into the red side of the field. So still not a perfect game, though. That being said, from the Specialists, they're still finding some issues. But you got to say comfortably here for the Blue. Oh my, okay, some end game collisions potentially there.
Yeah, we see Adam with the higher score over Josh at the end of the game, mostly from all those techs that they accrued on Flying Dragons. Got to be aware of those. Can't be giving out 100 points a match in tech files.
Yeah, definitely. And looks like the score will stand, so Blue Alliance taking this one. Oh my goodness, I forgot to update this.
Quality. We see here there's a lot of information being displayed, including only the Specialist logo.
I think that's the only thing you need to take away from this match, though.
There we go. Give them a little bit more representation.
Jeez. Yeah. Entertainment at its finest. But yeah, strong performance here from Specialists going up 1-0. Not much can be really said. They were pretty much dominant the full way through, and they didn't look like they were really very challenged in this first matchup.
Yeah, definitely. And the 330 tele-up score, the 100-point difference in the tele-up score, you add on the penalties, you add on the auto, it all adds up so quickly. And even with full endgame for red, they still lost by too large of a margin.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're going to jump into the second match here, we see a robot change for the Red Alliance. Max now going to the OG robot. So we see a big steal from Flying Dragons on Adam. That's actually really impressive from Flying Dragons, really getting some of those balls from Adam. Didn't look like he was able to score any of those in autonomous mode, however. He was a little bit slow getting back. And Davietto getting shoved around the field, but is able to make his way around Adam.
And Adam ruthless there, picking up Davietto there, while still holding his position there, not getting pushed into the trench. Great play there.
And another 2 techs on Flying Dragons.
Oh
here.
no.
That is unfortunate for them. Definitely really being abused by these defenders that really know how to maximize their chances at getting those technical fouls assigned to lesser experienced players.
And Adam just holding up their entire alliance there for one point. He's just following Davietto to the other side of the field. No mercy shown. And then the big steals coming in from Waxton and Adam at the same time with the Red Alliance all on the other side of the field. Free cycles, free points.
Oh no,
and
another one. They are just farming the points here. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Right before the reset too. Brutal.
That is brutal. You hate it when you get double teched on a play when you're getting pushed. It happens, but
it's so frustrating to be that robot.
Yeah.
We see red going for that first stage of wheel, about 40 seconds left. Blue is well on their way to stage 2 at the moment.
A little bit of collision there between Max and Flying Dragons, but they're going to sort themselves out. And Steel coming in here from Adam. Saw Flying Dragons coming. Didn't want to go for the super risky one, but is there to get a bunch of balls out of the way. Max getting beached now. So the pop went wrong for him. Still beached on those balls.
Oh
trying to get out of the
3
way.
in his drivetrain.
Going
4 seconds left.
3 seconds. Oh, he
There's
tried
no
to go
way.
under the trench with his climber up. Oh no.
That is, yeah, I think a big takeaway from these first 2 matches is communication is going to be a key component of this alliance improving throughout the course of this season. We see a lot of bumps in the rendezvous. We see bumps while people are shooting, getting stuck under the trench because there's communication there. And we saw just here the climbs all messed up because everyone thought they had the far climb. But in fact, no one had the far climb.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah.
But there are some highlights there, I think, from this that we have seen from Graviton. We've seen Davietto do some really great plays, getting around some of Adam's defense. We've seen Flying Dragons having the right intention to go for the defensive plays on the Blue Alliance. He's just been, in the wrong position at some points and abused because of that. But you can definitely see the pieces here.
Yeah, for sure. They have the foundation for a great team, working on that communication, not getting 100 techs consistently a match. Definitely 2 things that they can improve on. But there is more matches to play. Maybe we'll see improvement match to match.
Yeah, definitely. All right, match number 3. It is 2-0. Ooh, Flying Dragons.
Not moving.
This
not in a great place, too.
It's unfortunate.
I think the question... Oh, he's moving now. I was going to see if they were going to push him in the loader for a tech, but it seems like that's not... Oh, it is an issue. Never mind. Okay.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It did...
Just,
it did mess up the pop progression. He's not moving again.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a controller issue, potentially.
Potentially, yeah.
Another big steal from Adam.
Yeah. Josh being kind and
he
going
was
around
kind. He didn't push him into
him.
the
Gracious
trench.
professionalism.
Yeah.
They're all just
Oh,
kind of
man.
pretending like he doesn't exist there. Josh doing his best to go around him. Does bump him a little bit, but just trying to get those power cells scored. Adam showing no defense and no mercy on the defensive side there, taking every single ball he can even see.
Yeah, they're just really trying to prop up their total score, I think, for
I think
the
so.
tiebreakers, which
Yeah.
is going to help them for seeding in the playoff bracket.
Mhm.
If they make it there, of course, but they're definitely expected to.
Yeah.
It'll be
Absolutely.
interesting to see as we go further along how big blowouts like this and game differential plays into how seeding ends up.
Yeah, for sure. And Flying Dragon's still stationary. You gotta say, it's gotta be a controller issue, and maybe a call-in dropping the controller,
Possibly.
and completely breaking it. You know. But Flying Dragons has basically not moved the entire match. And we are just seeing essentially a formality here. So the Red Alliance is nearly 300 points ahead. And now there's the tech from Waxton onto Flying Dragons.
And even more steals from Adam, who is currently the MVP on his team.
Yeah, Adam has 205 points, and that's without the text this match. He's just been, every single time they go to pop, they leave a few balls behind. That's got Adam's name written all over it. Easy, quick cycles. Every
Also
single
taking
time.
over when it comes.
Climb mishap here for the Blue Alliance, and wow, Josh missing the climb at the end. A little bit rough for the Blue Alliance trying to maximize their score, but the score will stand. Meaning we are now up 3-0 here for the Specialist. So, unfortunately, not much you can do here if you're Graviton playing 2v3, especially when you're the underdog anyways. I think they still put up a valiant fight. You can see their endgame score 65. Max and Daviato both working together to get that balanced climb is a highlight. Working through the adversity, trying to do what they can, and definitely makes a big difference.
Yeah, and I think Adam focusing on the steals a lot more helped the two OGs not have to worry about that as much. They could put up more power cells themselves instead of having to focus on getting around Adam in that rendezvous, which we know has been a difficulty for them in the past few matches.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so match number 4 could be match point here for this series. If Specialist takes this one, then they will clean sweep Graviton. Definitely the expected thing, but we'll see what Graviton can do for the final match, potentially. And, yeah, we will jump into it. And boy, do we have a special one. We have a push bot from Max.
Oh,
He
Max.
kept his promise. He said that if he went down 3 wins, he would play push bot for the final match of the series.
Good news is, though, that Flying Dragon is moving, but moving into the wrong position. That is not where you want to be. Getting a technical foul early on, and it is a 48-176 lead for the Blue Alliance. And we're going to see some crazy stealing, I think, once again here from Adam.
He's basically free cycling from their loader.
Oh, and then the pop for Flying Dragon balls going everywhere. Daviato gonna have to play cleanup. Waxton, gutsy. He's charging there, and he's gonna get away with it.
He got out.
That's crazy. He just got a full hopper, and there's another one waiting for him.
Oh, he just going again? Oh,
not
Max
even get
was
the
close.
So close. Oh boy, are we gonna skin 900-point match?
Holy. We see the color wheel being completed by Waxton, rotation being done.
And minute 25 in, that wheel went up. That's some pretty
very
fast
quick pace.
Josh just doesn't.
no,
Oh, Josh put one up for the Red Alliance. He just scored a ball for fun. Only to pick it back up again, presumably to go right back into their goal. So
Yeah, of course. He just wanted it in a different position in his hopper.
yeah. There goes Max with the logo. There it is.
Yeah, going for another one. Of course, no contributions for low goal, so he'll be sitting at 0, but he is scoring points.
Yeah. Maybe he'll find that lucky spot where it glitches out and gives the team like 10,000 points. That's how they take the match.
Yeah, indeed. Just under 30 seconds here, and Red Alliance is yet to break the 200 barrier. Definitely dominant here. Adam has literally nothing to do. Waxing going right back in. Oh
Just
man, full
feasting on all
hopper.
the points. Oh, they can definitely get another full hopper here, Waxen. They're going to play the safer.
Red's
maybe.
going for the climbs.
Oh, the push bot climb. I'd love to see this play out well.
Oh,
he's up.
They're going up.
There it is.
And I think we see it.
Push bot climb.
Where am I going with this?
Jeez.
270 and 41.
Wow.
It's definitely the largest lead we've seen in DLS. And likely will stay that way for a bit.
It's gonna give them a huge game differential over everyone else.
Yeah, point differential for sure. Massive there for the Red Alliance, but yeah, I mean they were able to pull off the triple climb. Chat mentioning how impressive that was. Very impressive, especially as push bots. Not an easy climb to pull off. So yeah, score will stand, and Specialists will be taking the series 4-0, giving them first win in the matchup. And yeah, we'll keep chugging right along with another Specialist matchup. This time against Alliance 4. So this one's a big one, folks. Two of the top teams looking to battle it out, and I think it's going to be a close series. What are your guys' thoughts on Specialists versus Alliance 4?
I think this is going to be one of the best series to watch this evening. Two teams that are very powerful, very high average elo here. Alliance 4, Darcy and Casey, that's a great alliance. Everyone has a robot that they are really good at. And then we're going to see the Specialist come back for another match, or another series.
Yeah. I think everyone has these alliances in their top 3 for their tournament so far, so it's a big matchup.
All right, so we will be back in just a bit here, folks, as we get the next matchup set up, and we'll see you in about 5 minutes. All right, hello and welcome back. Quick little intermission there, and we're going to be seeing Alliance 4 versus Specialist. We talked a little bit about this matchup already, but I want to hear your guys' predictions on who you think is going to take this one and in how many games. Maybe starting with you, Colin.
I think this is definitely a series that's going to go to 7. Every single point here score is going to matter 100%. These are two very strong alliances. I think someone said earlier, these are 2 top 3 alliances. It's going to be a great series.
How about you, Javon? Thoughts?
Yeah, this is probably going to end up being one of the most important matchups for top seeding wise. I think it'll probably either go to the distance or be very close. I don't think any of these alliances has a particular edge over each other. We'll just have to see what happens.
Fair enough. So even our commentators not wanting to take a side early on in this matchup, and yeah, fair enough. It's non-trivial for sure. Right. We will get started in just 2 seconds here. So Alliance 4 versus the Specialists. Match number 1 underway. Tribot v Tribot. And we just saw the Specialists take a very commanding win over top of Graviton. But
Yeah, coming out of auto, blue
yeah.
with a slight lead.
That's actually a pretty substantial lead, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And Casey already getting in the mix there, playing some defense on the Blue Alliance. Not able to have a huge effect there, but...
Yeah, we're seeing C coming back for that first cycle already. Josh Hardy on his way back with his second. Casey trying to hold him in the rendezvous, but he just powers on through.
Wow, Adam getting actually bullied by Casey there.
Yeah. It's weird seeing such a great cycling inertia, but also having the knowledge of how to help out their alliance and stopping Adam from getting in their way here.
Oh, there's a tech foul. And that is going to give the Blue Alliance a little bit more of an edge here.
Mm-hmm.
At least he was able to disrupt the Blue Alliance cycling a lot, and now Waxen left alone. Adam kind of picking up balls, and Waxen trying to shoot close, but missing all of them. That is going to hurt the Blue Alliance. And Wax and Adam getting lost kind of communication-wise there.
Yeah, let's let Red regain that lead a little bit from the tech. Wheel is up for Red. They're getting it right now. Blue looks like it's not on their minds quite yet.
Yeah, it looks like Waxen is going to transition over to that. Josh being ball-starved, doesn't have anything to pick up. Now C is going to unload his hopper into the gold. And man, Waxen, you got to say, just being absolutely harassed here by Casey. He's finding these gaps in Blue Alliance's armor and really making a big impact.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think his defense is the reason why they're still close in this after the techs.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you look at Waxen's score here. He's only at 130 right now. You take a look at Dar's 194 right now. He's just getting absolutely bullied. Not much he can do there. And Casey also still being able to put up not a bad amount of points.
Wheel was done by Red, but not by Blue. Trying to get the climbs off.
The swings.
Oh, no way! 1 point win.
My goodness.
That wheel at the end for the Red Alliance, making the difference there. Wow. And folks, if you weren't excited about this matchup yet, you better be excited now. And it looks like the score will stay. So it is a 1 point victory for the Alliance 4 and the Red Alliance.
What a way to start
Even
off
the tech on
series.
for Blue Alliance they still fall behind by just 1 point. Crazy. And Red missing so many climbs. They're only 55 in the end game.
Yeah, I don't know who missed. It might have been C, as he was low on the ground at the end.
Yeah.
But they were still able to just barely pull off the win there. Wow.
Casey just absolutely wrecking the Blue Alliance's offensive bots is what kept them in that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you look, they're down in in-game, they're down out of auto, and then they got a tech against them, and they still managed to pull it out.
Absolutely. All right, match number 2. So we're going to just wait for everything to get settled and for all the players to be readied up in this recording. But, yeah, wow. Thoughts on that last match in terms of what you were looking for from each of these alliances? What you were expecting? Anybody particularly playing worse or bad? We saw Casey causing a lot of disruption. Maybe the Blue Alliance can do something about that this one.
I think if Adam's able to contain Casey, or just be as destructive as he was to them, to the Red Alliance, then it could change the match.
Yeah, definitely. And heading out of Autonomous, a 1 point gap. But we're going to see Dar throw a few balls into the goal after a steal, so that's going to be good. Bad pop here from Josh, 4910. It's going to leave a few balls scattered around the Blue Alliance loader station. Once again, Casey finding these angles to get involved and getting involved with
Adam,
the climber block on Josh.
Also on Dar as well.
Yeah, so it looks like instead of opting for a counter defensive strategy, Blue Alliance is trying to go for the make a bigger difference on the other side of the field. Oh my goodness, Adam almost getting teched. He's going to get reset with no foul. But Blue Alliance looking much more commanding here. Even though Adam was completely wrecking Dar, Casey was doing that to Waxton and Josh on the other side of the field, so not the best trade for the Blue Alliance. Ooh, a tech there, though, once again. Casey getting caught out. Maybe that's the avenue for the Blue Alliance to kind of be in this, is abuse Casey's aggressiveness. Color wheel available for both alliances. They're going to both go for it. Josh getting teched. Oh no. Tried to get around Casey, but went for the dangerous zone and got punished for it. That being said, Blue Alliance is still ahead. Oh, Casey again. It's just every time.
Every time.
Every time he finds that gap where Blue Alliance isn't looking, and he's able to just, screw him up.
One error opportunity. And it's terrifying me that OG is lining up to shoot and just getting absolutely... Oh, the double tech. I love seeing that happen.
A good play from Adam there, trying to go for that big play to try and get the tech off. When that can really happen pretty regularly when the
wheels up for both alliances.
Not ready. Yep, both of them doing it too. Oh, a tech on Casey.
Dar getting it. Axton.
Dude, the score is so close. Climbs coming in, and oh man, Blue Alliance.
Wow.
Blue Alliance tentatively ahead. It looked like Waxton didn't climb there in the end.
Looks like he was trying to get that wheel for a little bit too long.
Yeah, definitely a struggle, and looks like we do have our results. There is a climb D in this match, which is going to give Blue Alliance an even bigger lead here, plus 20 for them, so they're going to take that one a little bit more comfortably. But yeah, the series is now 1-1, so wow, wild.
Pretty high total penalty scores for alliances this magnitude, but you can see how aggressive they were going on defense, so that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. Casey especially going very aggressive and getting punished fairly regularly, unfortunately for him. But yeah, wow.
I think the difference maker this match was that instead of counter, Adam chose a more defensive stylus match.
Yeah, definitely caused some issues on the other side of the field, which definitely slowed down the other alliance. As we jump into our third match of Alliance 4 versus the Specialists, as we are tied 1-1. And just kind of standard autonomous is here. Dara a little bit faster than Waxton. And we're going to see if Waxton can get all his shots off, and it is a big jam. And there are going to be some missed shots out of autonomous, which is going to give Red Alliance that slight edge there, 149 to 134. Adam already in position. Oh, attack on Waxton. That is not good.
Yeah.
Oh, but he gets back.
Right back.
Oh, but he's getting bullied by Casey. Oh, man.
Oh, Casey just going in with the bumps there. Finds every little bit he can. Get in there bumping Josh. Almost getting Waxton. Just being a nuisance in general.
Oh, the flip on Dar. Adam just bullying Dar. Oh, he bounces back. He's going to have to reset.
It's a lucky result for, yeah.
And Casey, once again, he's in there.
He's in there.
Trying to get in the way. Didn't really do a whole lot there that time, so that's good for them.
He's just bugging Josh over there.
Yeah, wow. But Red Alliance with the edge here.
Oh, the pot from Josh, putting so many balls into Dar's pocket right there.
Yeah.
The full cycle.
Unfortunately, Casey wasn't able to capitalize on the ones that were just in the blue area because Adam was there harassing Dar really well there. Ooh, tech!
Oh, tech!
Second time Casey's done that, where he goes through that area and then gets a little bit...
Just a little bit too close.
He's going in once again, gets the bump on Waxton. Waxton doesn't shoot, though, which is critical. But Red's still with the edge with 40 seconds left.
Kind of crazy that they're holding on to that edge with like the 2 or 3 techs we've seen from Casey already. goes to show that his defense may be pretty effective even with the techs considered. Or C and Dar just popping off. I mean, Dar just hit 200, 20 seconds left. Compare that to Waxton at 160, C outscoring Josh. Definitely difference
Yeah.
makers.
It seems like
Yeah.
Adam has definitely been on them less, and Casey has done some pretty good counter this match to give them the edge.
Climbs.
And yeah,
There's
win
red.
secured for red. And score will stand, so they're going to be going up 2-1 now, is the specialist, so really well done to them. This has definitely been the most dominant win so far of the series, I would say. The first two were very close. And what do you think really made the difference that allowed Red Alliance to kind of get a bigger win in this one?
I think it's just the fact that the red robots were just able to non-stop score that whole match.
Yeah, Adam wasn't as a nuisance this match, going more for the counter defense. They realized Casey probably had a pretty big effect on their scoring potential. We see him getting in there, and Adam able to capitalize a little bit with those techs, getting him in the unlucky positions, but ended up not working out. Phenomenal for
Yeah,
them.
you can see the difference in teleop score. It really shows the difference in how, even though Casey got tech some, he was able to really slow down the Blue Alliance, whereas Adam wasn't.
Yeah, for sure. All right, match number 4, Alliance 4 versus Specialists underway. And no robot changes. Everybody's sticking to the standard. Adam going for the autonomous blocking, but Casey was there to kind of disrupt any potential blocks there. And Blue ahead, just by a slim margin, of course. Adam seeking for that tech. He's done that twice now, where he sits in that triangle trying to get a unsuspecting Red Alliance member to be in the wrong position at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Casey already back on that aggressive defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Super aggressive.
Wreaking havoc.
Here he comes. He's gonna go annoy Josh. Isn't able to
doesn't
do anything.
Get it, yeah. And Adam was following him quite well there. He was able
Personal
to hold him
escort
to
across
the
the
wall.
field.
Yeah. Lots of balls shot out behind C, but Adam didn't want to go for that. Went for the bump instead on Dar, but Dar had already finished. Climber blocking. 2 good blocks there. Casey being reset. Oh, look at that shot angle. Quick lineup from C.
Nice, yeah.
Is able to get them all off before Adam can do anything about it.
Some quick thinking there, able to get out of the way for Dar, and while Casey counters for that OG. But Adam oh boy.
Casey was not paying
up.
attention there. Picking up those 3 balls, letting Dar get bumped from the rear, and oh my goodness, there's a tech. Casey did not want to be there for sure. Wheel completed for Red Alliance. Blue Alliance, I believe, has already completed their wheel, but it's still a very close matchup here. Long shots now, Josh resorting to with 30 seconds left, missing a couple.
The long shots. So satisfying when they're done correctly.
Absolutely.
But only if. Trying to see how many inners he's actually getting here. It looks like we see a lot of them kind of bouncing around in the power report afterwards. Every single one of those balls that goes outer instead of inner, it's a whole point, and it looks like
the full climb block from Adam. So many balls gone into the climber, and that might be the swing for Blue, and looks like it is.
Yeah.
Wow. And yeah, this score will stand. So back to a tied state for 4 versus Specialists as we go 2-2.
The difference here coming from the difference in performance, or at least contribution between Adam and Casey there, we saw almost 40 points separating the two. But the other 2 robots on each alliance keeping up with their counterpart. And that's exactly what we see here. Total match score, 30 points, 40 points separating these alliances. I'm sure there was penalties or color wheel coming from somewhere to make up that other 10 points there. But 2-2.
Yeah,
Definitely.
crucially, Red Alliance didn't get the color wheel at the end. We saw at the end the light still
Also,
glowing, so
with
rough for
the
them.
missed climb too.
Yeah, the missed climbs. If they had gotten the climbs, that would have been their match by 3 points.
Yeah.
Gotta be getting those at the end.
Difference for that match has to go to Adam. He really was able to shut down Casey, so he wasn't as aggressive on defense. He was also able to hit good bumps and blocking.
Yeah, he got that tech off on Casey as well, but jumping into match number 5, 2-2, and Casey already starting off with not the best. Yeah. Blue Alliance looking pretty good here early on, 172 to 134, but we've seen Red Alliance play some good plays here. Casey, that
not in the
big
best
play
position to be.
from Adam. Yeah, Adam just pushing Casey, blocking off that lane for Dar to get through, and
stopped almost the entire alliance there for a second.
Yeah, for sure. That's always what you like to see. Still about a 20-point gap.
Adam went for the bump on Dar, but left Waxton.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely transitioned more into that offensive or that defensive role. Very aggressive. See, getting blocked for a couple.
Oh yeah. Adam tries to
going close.
Reset.
Close shots, blocks from Casey onto Josh.
Look at those, beautiful. Stopping Waxton and blocking Josh. Love to see it. So many balls
that Adam is going to try and steal.
Oh,
Casey there was not able to stop him.
Crazy.
Pretty late wheel here for Blue, though.
Definitely. We usually see it about 120 with these alliances and the amount of points that they're putting up. But yeah, 50 seconds is usually much later than it usually is. Casey just getting reset over and over and over again.
Adam going for another steal.
Oh, stopping Josh out completely though on the rendezvous.
Shoots those over to the other side. Waxton maybe going to pick those up. We'll see. 28 seconds left. Red still with a lot of work to do here. And you got to see great steals from Adam.
Yeah. They just keep increasing that lead. The wheel's up for Red, which is surprising they got it so much further before Blue did, but those techs certainly do add up when you consider that score. Wheel
Josh doing the wheel, trying to unload, but he messed up the wheel and didn't get the shots off, so not great from them. Blue Line's failing some climbs,
but so does Red.
But it's still not enough. Wow.
What a messy end game from Blue
Dar
there. Josh trying to do
wheel.
too much. Oh, Dar did miss wheel.
Dar missed wheel too.
Oh, man.
Wow. So lots of issues at the end, but in the end the score does stand.
Blue might have played it way too risky there at the end. They tried to do too much in too little time. Josh had a full cycle trying to get
35
and trying to climb in like 4 seconds. It's not going to happen 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, Josh, that's a great point. Trying to do too much, especially with such a huge lead.
Exactly.
I don't know if you want to be going for those kind of plays.
Yeah, just lock in the climbs. Don't make a messy 35 end game. Definitely could have thrown the match in Red's favor if Red hadn't also kind of messed up their organization there towards the end of the match.
Yeah, Dar missing color wheel as well, and then Red Alliance also with the climb misses.
Yeah, definitely. So it is now match point suddenly for the specialists. They just need one more to get the W, and they're looking pretty strong, especially after that last match. Do you think Alliance 4 is going to fight to bring it back, or what are your guys' thoughts?
I mean, as we've been going through this, the tally-up scores are getting a lot closer.
Right.
One Alliance hasn't had, like in this match, it was only separated by a few points. There wasn't, whereas in previous matches, there's been one Alliance that has just, like, had a big gap during tally-up.
Well, game number 6 is underway, and we're going to see what these alliances can do as we see pretty clean autonomous modes. Actually, Dar And the Red Alliance missing a bunch of balls in Autonomous, but I don't know what happened to Blue. They also had not a great Autonomous here. Maybe lots of outers. And Red's going to come out with the lead out of Autonomous. Very slight, of course. Josh blocking Waxton a little bit from getting through the lane, but they are going to sort that one out pretty quickly. Casey and Adam just kind of chilling in the middle of the field. And he's going to find his way into position to block Josh's shots. And gets a bunch blocked there.
Yeah. 3 balls blocked there. Bugging Wax in there too. Delaying everything from that alliance.
Yeah, definitely.
Dar with nothing to
Disrupting
pick
there.
up over there. He's just kind of waiting, finding
Yeah.
any ball he can. Goes back with 3 power cells. Finds a 4th along the way, but man, that's not a great use of time.
Wheel is up for both alliances. Waxton and Dar are going to be the ones to complete those. Waxton a little bit faster. And it is tied. Look at that, 271 to 271 at that time. So very neck and neck. Really, Alliance 4 needs to get... They're on the brink of losing this series. They definitely don't want to be this close. Casey getting into good positions here once again. More blocks and more bumps on Josh. Just doing a fantastic job there. And with that, Red has crept slowly ahead here. 397 to 357, so 40-point lead. Pretty significant. And Wheel is up for the Blue Alliance. Wheel is up for the Red Alliance. 29 seconds left. You got to say both these alliances should have no problems completing this. Dar gets it done very quickly. Blue still not doing it. 19 seconds. Waxton going to go for it. Still not getting it first try. Trying to go
Dar
run up
getting
again.
it quick and having time for the last cycle might make the difference here.
Already going for climbs. Waxton and Josh lined up at 10 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, Casey barely struggling to get on the bar, and it's going to be fine for them in the end, though. And Red Alliance, with this score standing, is going to bring it to a 7th and final match, 3-3. Thoughts on this match?
I had to take a look at the contributions one more time, but it definitely seemed like Adam with that defense there. It was not the best. He didn't seem to be focusing on that defense as much, leaving them a little bit more free to do their thing. But he definitely still had the loader station defense that he was pretty good at, and the steals he pulled off.
Yeah, I'd have to say the difference is, again, Casey. And he was able to be more aggressive on defense than Adam was.
Yeah, definitely. Casey just finding those avenues, getting around the defense. You know, he was very regularly right on the edge of getting teched, but never really getting abused for that. All right, but game number 7 is underway here. Winner takes it all. And you got to say, this has been one of the closest series we've seen so far today. I believe we'll have one more matchup after this. Adam getting those steals from the Blue Alliance. And C struggling with the pop a little bit. Man, Adam just right in there. Ooh, almost getting teched, but is not going to get teched. Blue Alliance with a slight edge early on in this match.
Oh, the miscommunication between Dar and C there, a little bit of collision, slowing him down where every single second that these robots are trying to score matters.
Casey
And
leaving
Dar just left
Dar to be
alone.
hit.
Casey is full. C ball, get ball, shoot ball right now, leading just Dar just completely
And
stranded.
then gets reset. Now C is under attack.
Yeah, and
Oh,
all those
boy.
went outers as well from C. He went for the quick lineup, but didn't get any inners from that. That being said, Red is still ahead, despite that massive play
crazy.
from Adam. But it is still close, and still pretty early days. Here's 1 minute, just over 1 minute available. Trying to get that tech, but Casey's just too too aware of his surroundings. Josh backing up all the way, going for the long shots here. Gotta say, that's really crazy.
Red has wheel 1 up. Looks like Dar's going for that. Blue doesn't yet have the opportunity. Hopefully Wax and Cycle puts it up, and there it is. Looking for wheel from both alliances now. Josh back again with the far shots, it seems. Not hitting those inners, it looks like. If you don't have the best angle to see where those end up. But
Blue probably not going to be able to get second wheel, which might swing the match a bit.
And already down 30 points. It's not the best position to be in right now. Josh messing up the loader pop a little bit, feeding balls to the Red Alliance. Easy cycle for Dar. Just gonna boost their lead just a tiny little bit. Second
Red has
stage
wheel
wheel
available.
for Red.
Yeah.
Dar locked right on.
Looking good for Red.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like they barely got that wheel there.
I'd
6
be
seconds
looking
to
to
go.
lock in climbs right now.
Oh,
Don't
Josh
get
going
greedy
for
with
that
it.
crazy. Oh my goodness, the climb.
Oh, the
What?
climb. What, Casey?
Oh,
Casey! There's no way that happened. Hold on.
my.
Wow.
Oh.
So,
That's...
missed climbs from Red, and Blue potentially taking this one by 8 points. Man, we are going to check in with what the head ref had to say for this. And it looks like there was climb D, lots of climb D on assigned to Red Alliance. So Red Alliance is actually going to come away with the victory. Scores will not reflect this, of course. But they got plus 20 for a climb, plus 15 for a balance, and plus 15 for another robot that missed climb. Looks like as Red Alliance is only able to get one robot up off the ground, and that means Alliance 4 is going to take this series. Wow.
Yeah.
Comes down to the very end in that climb D call, but
That's
Red Alliance
crazy.
got the victory.
What a mess that endgame was there. Just, man, getting that inertia in there, trying to get that climber on, it's always going to be a struggle. You think you have enough space until you're bumping into the opponent's robot while they're on the bar. Not a great place to be in.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, wow, absolutely crazy. We see Alliance 4 taking a very narrow win over the Specialists, who we saw they were really dominant in their matchup against Graviton. So it's going to be interesting to follow both these teams as they progress through matches. But we are going to have one more matchup for tonight, and it's another big one, I think, that some people have been really looking forward to. It's going to be Good Vibes versus We the North. So we'll talk about that in a couple minutes while we just take a quick break to get everything set up. Thanks for being patient, guys. All right, we are back and good to go. A little bit of a scuffed thing there with the audio. Apologies for that. But we are back for our final matchup of the night, and it's going to be an interesting one. Good Vibes Only versus We the North. Well, some of the commentators are very familiar with this series as we played with it, but why don't we talk to Javon, the only person who doesn't know the result of the series. What are your thoughts on this match?
I definitely think We the North has an advantage in this, but if Good Vibes Only could take one or two matches, I think that'd be helpful to them going through this tournament.
Yeah, definitely. Game differential and score differential is going to matter a lot, and We the North definitely the favorite. Lots of people maybe considering them the clear-cut favorite, but we'll see. So we haven't seen them play yet. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting ride for sure, I think. And I think the expectation definitely is We the North 4-1, maybe 4-2.
Yeah.
Some of the strongest players for sure on We the North, and Good Vibes Only. There's a little bit of an unknown too with Codster being part of the lineup. Colin as well. I think is another bit of a wild card. Codster, high level player, but hasn't played in a while, and Colin's kind of just reaching that higher level now. So, and then rounding out with Jack, who obviously has been up there pretty reliably in the leaderboards for sure. But we'll see what they can do. See what they will show in their matchups. So definitely going to be interesting.
For sure. Maybe it turns out that the top 3 players just don't play well together and just end up in a big mess in the rendezvous zone. Maybe.
Yeah. Do you want to try and get a poll or a voting poll thingy up here for our last matchup? Yeah, that would be fantastic.
We can, but people already know the results, and
well, some people don't.
This is true.
That's a good point.
Do we just want to do honor code? Don't vote if you participated.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do
Okay.
that. So if you participated and/or know the results already, please don't put money on this. Dar says could be the favorite, as in being sarcastic, as in they are definitely the favorite, which, I mean, fair enough.
Predictions up. Who will take the series?
Reminder, if you know the results, don't
predict.
Say it. Yeah, exactly.
We will ban you.
I'll look at the winners, and if I see Jack 155 has won like 2 million points, I'm like,
we know something's wrong here.
Insider betting.
Yeah.
So far, Jack the Mandan is the #1 voter for We the North, unless that's Jack's alt.
No, that's a member of Benchwarmers, actually, formerly Toby.
Oh, wonderful.
So, glad to see you hanging out.
Yeah.
Oh, did it already end?
Submissions closed. Yeah.
Oh,
well, looks like
troll.
Everyone yellowed.
100%. All 2 people. Well,
yeah.
There was an attempt made. All right.
We tried.
The series is also interesting for me, considering I play both of you guys next week.
Oh, it's gonna be so much fun, Javon. We're gonna have a great time.
That's true. So Jet Black looking to see what these 2 teams are made of early
the
on.
memes are just now starting.
We will kind of see. Just gotta get things set up, and we will see what these teams are made of. A lot of people must know the result already. That's true. That's the other potential thing. Maybe somebody just leaked. You know, they're like, I already know what happened. But you don't know how it happened, and we're gonna find out right now. Jumping into match number 1, We the North in blue. Good vibes in red. Logan 4476 going for the bump, but isn't able to do anything in autonomous period. Gonna block out for Cone, and slight edge for Good Vibes only. As Brennan looks for the pop, is going to be able to pick up a bunch of those balls, looking to make their shots off, and gets blocked a little bit by Jack. Logan doing some great counter D there, but Red Alliance ahead here. As we are, kind of just in the beginning of the match. Blue line slight edge now. Logan holding Colin full pin length. As Colin's going to get off, and Jack gets a whole bunch of blocks off on Brennan there. Wow.
4 or 5
even
balls
after that.
Them. Logan
and
going
it
for
is
the
a close
steal.
one.
All members of Red Alliance
won't be able
around
to get
him
with
right
it.
now.
It gets reset, but not
Caused
yet.
to realize,
now getting
that was a
tech.
spawn tech, I believe.
Yep.
It
So that
seemed
will
like
be
it was.
removed after, I think.
Yeah, something that Red needs to factor into the match when they're trying to figure out to play the gutsy moves or to play it safer probably towards the end of the game. Those 25 points need to be taken out.
Yeah, Jack definitely finding avenues to get some bumps off. Cone gonna go for the color wheel. Red Alliance also has color wheel available, but nobody going for that quite yet. So we see a bump from Brennan onto Codster, and now Cone gonna do a little bit more of a permanent bumping job there. Logan waiting patiently for Colin, trying to disrupt the cycle as much as possible. Gonna back off, play counter for Cone. Cone's very quick there with some of their shots. And Red is ahead, actually, there by a little bit, but remember they have that tech foul that might be removed at the end of the match. But still very close.
Now tied.
Yeah, 14 seconds left. Last second cycle here. Brennan has a whole bunch of balls in his hopper. Will he be able to do anything with it? Looking to line up. 6 seconds to go. And they are trying to get into position, but...
The last second color wheel.
Last second wheel.
And
Oh
miscommunication on the Blue Alliance. And Red Alliance appears to be ahead by significant margin here.
Even with that tech being taken off there.
Wheels I've seen.
Grinding tiers in single player, you learn to do the little flick with the climber. It's so satisfying when it works, but only when it works, and the other times it just ends up in no man's land.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the tech will be removed, but that will not be enough, and Red Alliance will be going up 1-0. Good vibes only, off to a good start here. Definitely feeling the good vibes.
It feels like Jack was dishing out a lot of bad vibes to Renan. There's so many climber blocks going out there.
Yeah, for sure. Really causing a whole bunch of issues on the Blue Alliance's side, especially with the Roboteers. Codster, the MVP of that match, 248. Brennan just barely cracking 205. Cone 185. So some work to be done for these alliances, you gotta say, for Blue Alliance if they want to keep competitive. But Red Alliance very strong at the start.
I think Jack definitely played harder defense on We the North than Logan did, because Logan mainly went for blocking, whereas Jack went in on defense.
Yeah, definitely. Cone, big jam here, 17 seconds, and looks like there's going to be a bit of a struggle, but they do come out ahead. Blue Alliance a little bit in the lead here in match number 2. Good vibes up 1-0.
Logan just waiting in that rendezvous for Colin to get in there, penning him against the truss there, being a constant nuisance in the rendezvous, trying to stop Jack from blocking shots, but he blocks 2 before getting reset.
Yeah, Jack doing a really good job here in this matchup, making Blue Alliance work.
Getting Logan out of the way there, it's calling through the rendezvous a little bit easier, but still getting the bumps off on Conster before getting reset sets him back quite a bit. Trying to line up for those shots.
1 point gap at the time. Blue Alliance a little bit ahead now. As Jack's getting in the mix, trying to disrupt the Blue Alliance from getting their pickups, but not too much. Oh, good bump from Logan there on Colin. Really causing some issues there. Yeah. 2 missed shots there. And
really seeing
Blue looking decent.
We're seeing like a clash in defensive styles where Jack is going more in on like the loader side and the climber blocking, whereas Logan is playing a lot of rendezvous defense.
Yeah, definitely.
Jack taking a more stop power cells from reaching goal as opposed to Logan stop robot from reaching shooting spot.
Yeah, definitely.
And Logan does certainly play it effectively with that rendezvous, getting pinned against that truss as the tiers is so frustrating. There's almost nothing you can do except call a teammate over to help you out.
Yeah. At the same time, Jack pinning the OG against the wall.
Blue with quite the lead here, 60-70 points as we go into the last 15 seconds here. Red's going to have to do something last second to bridge that gap here. It could be messing up climbs. We see far shots here from the tiers. Climbs are looking a little sketch.
Oh, Logan got reset.
Logan with the reset. Oh no!
1
he's
second.
he's
Oh,
not
he
gonna
can't
get up.
get to the bar. But
Blue still takes it.
Blue is still ahead, yeah, and looks like once again scores will stand, so it's gonna go 1-1 now. Good vibes to We the North. Very tied up.
Yeah. We see Blue with that end game score of only 55 still managing to squeak out the win. Shows how much of a lead they had in that teleop. No penalties, just raw scoring power. 20 more power cells that they're putting up, hitting more inners. Ultimately, what wins them the match.
Yeah, definitely. So 1-1, and unfortunately, because the next match, the recording was lost / broken, so we won't be able to show you that. But we do have the results, and I gotta say, very surprising here. A 4-point win to the Good Vibes only, so they're gonna actually be going into match number 4 up 2-1. 542 to 538, so very close match. Unfortunately, we don't have the recording of that one, but Good Vibes showing that they have some good vibes here.
Good Vibes was definitely a team everybody was watching as the underdogs, but see them taking matches from what many people thought is the #1 team going into the tournament. It's really impressive.
Yeah, definitely a very scary alliance that people were maybe not necessarily expecting to be in that top 3. But we have a match number 4, and we're gonna get that one underway as well. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting. And we are joining midway through here, autonomous period, as all the robots are looking for shots. Logan looking for some blocks. Cone gonna get some steals. Good steal there, and Cod already launching off the steals that he was able to get, and Blue Alliance with a very slight edge here. Brennan trying to get shots over top of Jack, is able to do so, and now Cone is going to be on the other side while Logan disrupts Jack. Jack spawning on top of Brennan and really causing some issues there. Cod stuck under the trench, and a tech on Logan.
Oh no.
Oh my. Colin trying to get around the defense, but that is going to keep Red Alliance in this. And another tech,
Oh, another tech.
On Brennan this time. And that's going to propel. Oh my god!
Oh
What
my.
the? Blue's just getting put, and then
And the flip
spawns
oh
on top of
my.
Logan. Oh
There's his-
no!
He's in a world of hurt right now. The tech, the explosion, the flip on the other side of the field. Oh man.
Just disaster after disaster. Colin going for long shots. Cod being blocked out of the trench. Doesn't have much to do. Logan's happy with that. But, man, Red has a very commanding lead here now. 277 to 303. And they're
More
ahead on
defense from
cycles.
Jack.
Yeah, Brennan going for some defense on Cod. Just trying to slow down this Red Alliance's scoring onslaught here.
Yeah, Colin missing a lot of shots there. Logan just nailing him from behind. Not much you can really do about that when you don't have that robot to counter for you.
Yeah, Logan was slowing down both the Red Alliance's scorers at the same time as well. So good defense, and that has brought Blue Alliance kind of back into this. Look at this, only a 10-point gap now after that huge deficit that they were at. Bringing it a little bit closer, but we're going to see if they can come out and bring it all the way back. There's a lot of work for them to do. And 16-point gap now as Brendan's trying to pick up, but not a good pickup there. And Cone trying to find an angle, trying to get in position. Getting pushed around the field with 6 seconds left. He's not going to go for that last cycle. We're going to see climbs attempted. And Logan gets reset again!
Oh no!
And the Blue Alliance
Oh
is going to have to
my.
try and climb with 2, but it looks like it was not enough.
The last second reset.
And Logan,
Oh,
27
man.
contribution.
Yikes.
That's unfortunate. Wow.
Yeah, Cone managing to
Text
outscore
just-
Codster by over 25 points there, but it ended just not even mattering. Jack wildly outscoring Logan over 50 points. separating those two players.
Penalties making the
Oh
difference.
man.
Yeah, the one tech on Logan and then Brennan as well. That separated that just enough, and it is going to stand. Good vibes are on match point, 3-1 over the potential tournament favorites. So what are your thoughts now, Javon, that you've seen 3 matches now, technically 4, from these two teams? What are you expecting for the rest of this series?
I don't know. Most of these matches have been really close, but I think the one takeaway from this series so far is that it's not just a big 3 teams, it's big 4. So we're gonna have Good Vibes Only joining the rest of them as potentially teams that could see #1 here.
Yeah, absolutely. They are definitely showing up against what many consider to be the best alliance and really putting emphasis on how strong they are. They are putting We the North to the limit here. They do not have much room for error here. They can't lose a single one more match, otherwise they are going to take an L versus Good Vibes Only. So, wow, wild. All right, it is 3-1. We're going to jump into the next match. And we see the same robots, same story. Going to see if we see the same result for match number 5. Colin waits patiently for Logan to get out of the way. He got a couple of balls from the steal and it is tied out of Autonomous. Not what you like to see if you're a We the North fan.
Yeah, that way after Autonomous, the match recording that was lost, there was actually a very close auto decall where it was literally a millisecond separating an auto decall. So it's definitely going to be paying attention, making sure you don't lose the match to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack doing some really good bully work on the Blue Alliance. Blue Alliance looking a little bit confused there between Kona and Brennan, trying to find their shooting locations. And we're going to see Red be a little bit of a deficit now. So we see a little bit of a change here. Logan kind of being more aggressive with his defense. That was a big difference that you pointed out earlier, Javon, with the rendezvous defense versus the shooting zone defense, which does seem like Logan is going for more bumps like that. It is about a 40-point lead for the Blue Alliance, but Red Alliance coming back strong. And Red Alliance only needs 1 to get all the way. Bad pop there from Colin, unfortunately, but Codster's there to pick up some of the missed balls. And Blue is really just extending their lead, starting to really run away with it. Final 35 seconds left in this match. This is more of what we maybe expected to see between these two teams, but didn't earlier.
"20 seconds, we see the far shots come out from that Tears on the Red Alliance. Being able to catch Logan up here, getting the reset, but not before he gets... Oh, the tech on Jack.
That is going to hurt the Red Alliance, and gotta say, not much that Red Alliance can do at this point. 4 seconds left. Gotta pray for some missed climbs on the Blue Alliance, and they all go up. And it is going to be a fairly strong lead here, barring some crazy penalties.
Codster lining up at wheel, but never came for him.
Yeah, for sure. And the score will stand 610 to 487, full climbs on both sides, but We the North, they're still alive, you gotta say. It's not over yet.
I think the big difference from that match has been that Logan was really able to cut down on the mistakes, the techs, things like that, and he was really able. When he switched to being aggressive, he really was able to affect the Red Alliance, more.
Yeah, it definitely caused more of an impact on the other side of the field when he was playing more defense, especially with the climb blocking. We saw Colin going more for those long shots, which is a pretty solid counter to that, except you lose some of the inner accuracy percentages that you would normally get if you're shooting from a little bit closer. So maybe that was part of the difference maker there. All right, match number 6 underway. Looks like a bunch of balls in the rendezvous still. Logan holding Jack to the last second, 18 seconds, and he's able to get those off. Cone also getting some steals, but nothing too crazy in autonomous period. Only a 10-point lead for Blue Alliance. See Logan lying in wait for Colin, but Colin opts for the long shots and get a bunch in there. Now Cod going to be left alone. Jack going to go opt to bump Cone. And both OGs on both sides being really harassed. Jack trying to get the climber block. He gets one. But Blue has extended their lead a little bit. Codster still hasn't shot anything. He's going to reset Logan and going to find some space for himself to get those that hopper cleared. But definitely some work to do for the Red Alliance as they brought it back actually pretty good there. 16-point gap. More shots coming in from Brennan.
Oh, the tipping.
Logan gets reset. And Blue still looking
The
pretty
double
comfortable here.
defense from Blue.
Yeah, there's nothing for Blue Alliance to pick up, so we're seeing both the Inertia and OG going for climber blocks, going for defense, and really finding some success there. This Cone's going to get held up on Jack, carried away a little bit, but not far enough to make any difference, any substantial difference. And once again, Robots trying to find their way around the defense. Jack just getting into those issues. Oh my goodness, the climb blocks from Logan. Colin looking to find an angle. He's going to find a few. But Red Alliance still with a deficit here, about 50 points as Brennan's going for one more cycle. Looks like wheel attempt from Cone. Maybe good. And looking for all the climbs to secure it. Blue getting up, Red getting up. And it is a tentative 80-point lead here, 80-point win for We the North. And looks like that score will stand. So going to a Game 7. Thoughts on a Game 7 in that past match, guys?
Oh, I think something that we've seen in this series today is that the Inertia, who's playing counter, their alliance seems to be at a disadvantage. So rather than play counter, it seems that like going on the offensive seems to be the play.
Yeah, I definitely agree that teams are finding a lot more success when that happens, and if they can do that, then it's really beneficial for them.
But obviously pulling it off in the right timing, as we saw like that one point where Codster just got destroyed for
like
30
seconds or something crazy. Yeah. It was
whereas
brutal.
Blue Alliance was able to get their shots off, even though they were outer, they were still able to shoot.
Yeah. So we have one more match, and this will be our last broadcasted match of the night. We will be back later on this week with some more action for you. But predictions from you, Javon. Who's taking Game 7?
I think We the North has really found a rhythm. Logan's got into like a good position where he's playing good defense, so I think We the North should have it.
Fair enough. We have the predictions locked in. Let's see game number 7. We the North versus Good Vibes. Final match of the night underway. Of course, no robot changes. Much cleaner autonomous this time in the rendezvous. And Brennan's actually able to make it around the defense. No, he's not. Cod's still able to get the steal, which is great for him. Cone doing the same on his side, and Red is actually ahead out of autonomous period, 143 to 135. The pressure is on both these alliances to perform. As Cone's left alone, he's getting harassed by Jack. Jack really going to cause some issues. Cone going for the close shots.
Logan doing the same to Codster.
Yeah. So lots of parity here, but something that Blue Alliance did made a big difference here. 185 to 163 as Logan got a huge bump off on Colin, causing some issues.
And then the same thing.
Lots of bumping and shoving there. Brennan playing defense on COD now. And looks like that was a spawn foul, so that will probably be removed. But Jack holds Brennan the entire time there, full 5 seconds. And it is still very close. So Blue Alliance looking fairly comfortable right now for the final match. Game 7, Logan disrupting Colin as much as he can. Now playing a little bit more of a defensive role here, blocking so that Cone can get his shots off. Wheel is available for the Blue Alliance and the Red Alliance. Neither alliance seems to be going for it yet, though. And wow, another big bump on Colin there. Logan really finding those avenues to, specifically Colin, get those bumps off to really make them miss a whole bunch of shots, and that's making a big difference. Jack tussling with Brennan and Cone, holding them up for a little bit there. And with 12 seconds left, it is coming down to the wire. Logan once again going for a climb block. 5 seconds left. Who will get up? It's coming down to the wire. Logan misses. COD misses. And it looks like it is a Blue Alliance victory, but we're going to have to see what if there are any referee edits made. And it looks like there is one. It's going to be minus 25 to Blue. But that is going to be it. And that is going to result in We the North taking game number 7 in a very, very close matchup here. Thoughts on this matchup and how it went overall, Javon?
I think the difference maker is Logan was able to make better use of the one-on-one situations that match, since there were a lot of them. And I think that's really the big difference in that match.
Yeah, for sure, I agree. And 2 missed climbs on both sides. You might have been able to see a different result if Codster was able to get up and Logan wasn't. Because remember, there is a minus 25 to Blue. So, but I think the biggest takeaway of the series overall is that Good Vibes is here to play, and they're definitely not a team to be slept on. And I think We the North didn't play particularly well either. So
yeah,
maybe people are overrating them.
I think that the only real vulnerabilities for We the North is the potential for Logan to throw on inertia, because that's what allowed Good Vibes to capitalize on those situations where they were getting tags on Logan, and Jack was able to get in and play good defense on their shooting bots.
Yeah, for
Other
sure.
than that, these are looking like 2 alliances that are going to be very solid going on through the tournament.
Yeah, and you know, if they're considered the top 4 in the top 4, we've seen all top 4 alliances go to 7, go the full distance against each other so far, based off of the matchups that we've seen play out. So if that is what our semifinals and finals are going to look like, assuming that they go all the way, I am excited to say the least, to see these matchups play out for sure. Yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in. We are going to have a bunch more content coming your way, so keep an eye out. We'll try and have a more regular schedule for all of our matchups. And thanks for being patient with us for our first day of TLS broadcast. And I really appreciate to our two guests, or our two commentators here, for Colin and Javon, for hanging out with us tonight. And yeah, we'll definitely see you probably later on this week. So make sure you guys catch all the action, as we've seen. There's some crazy matchups that we've seen, and yeah, it's great. So any final words here, Javon or Colin?
I think that we're gonna see a lot of good matches, both at the top with the top 4, and as we go along and we see bottom teams that are close to each other face each other, also gonna give us some good matches. So
yeah, for sure. I'm super excited, especially for my favorite team, Graviton Gaming. I'm super excited for them. I want to see them do well, and I'm excited to see them play against some of the teams that are a little bit more their level.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see who becomes best of the rest, and also who are the teams that are gonna make that top 8 teams.
Yeah.
We can kind of see who the top 4 is, and then, but seeing who the other 4 that make it or get into the tournament is gonna be interesting.
For sure. And if you guys missed any of the action from today, you can we'll have the VOD up on YouTube in a bit. Also, all the results are on the Second Robotics website. That's secondrobotics.org. You can check that out for all of the most up-to-date results and rankings for each of these matchups. So make sure to take a look at those, because yeah. All right, so we're going to be figuring out a raid in just a minute, but we will see you guys, I don't know when, but later this week. Have a good night.